Hello and welcome. Glad to see you're jamming out, Aqui. And it is... I've seen that animation, but it's actually originally from the game Mother 3. So before we begin, I have this screenshot here from last stream that I kind of want to address. Because I kind of skipped over the myriad ways in which this is ridiculous, right? We were in a tower in the future in the year 300. And we went up to a security door, and it was like, oh, access key 13 required. Item has been detected in a previous time period. A, how do you detect things in the past? Skip right over that. We go, okay, you have some way of doing it? Fine, that's fine. Ridiculous? Doesn't matter. 2, you have a 2B? I forgot what we're counting with. You have a security door that displays where to get the key. Like, it would be like, you remember Watchmen? Did you see the Watchmen movie or read the Watchmen graphic novel when they're trying to break into Ozymandias' computer and they're trying to guess his password? And it's, I forget what, like XIII-2? I should have looked it up. They type it in without the 2, and the computer is like, password is almost correct, but is missing a certain value. Or something like that. And it's like, why would you ever want someone who doesn't have the thing that you need in order to get in? Don't give them hints. Ramses, right. Ramses. But that, even put that aside, the most ridiculous thing about this is that everything is detected in the past. Like, if I was, hey, I'm detecting your birth mother. I'm detecting her in the past. Well, no kidding, that's when she gave birth to me. Obviously. Like, she has always and will always be in the past. And so is this key. It's a key, it's been created. It was created in the past, so it's still there and will always be there. This is not information that is helpful. If you had the ability to detect that it was in the past, it's still there where you're detecting it, just in the future version of that past. If somebody had it somewhere in the past, it's still there. If it's not, the correct way to say this is, I have detected that the item was taken from where it used to be. Anyway, rant over. Let's actually play video games instead of making fun of them. I just love how silly this is. It's exactly what happens when you go time travel. That's when there's different periods in time that are completely unconnected from each other. And you can just go to one and it's whatever. It's just a different world. It's just a different whatever. It's like, no, the past turns into the future 1 second at a time. I promise. I promise it's the same place, just in the past.
XIII-2, the story so far.
Wait for it!
Now!
Paradox is dissipating. I'm in pain. I can barely breathe.
So what actually happened at the end of last episode? We found snow in this place in the future, the Sunleth Waterscape. Yeah, welcome on in. I hope that I will be able to entertain you. Oh, Obra Dinn was so good.
Even as upheavals transform the world of man, nature tirelessly weaves her.
I never actually played his other game, Papers, Please. I've seen little bits of it, enough that I'm like, oh, I feel like I've kind of, you know, seen some of the things that happen in it, so I feel like I should either just go play it or go watch it instead of having this little like, oh, I've played a tiny bit of it, or I've seen a tiny bit of it. Cool. Yeah, I'm still in the process of getting caught up. I have a lot of catching up to do. I'm still uploading videos from the beginning of August right now. So we rode over here on the back of a giant monster of some kind. So this is definitely not the same type of game as Obra Dinn, where it's just a very standard RPG. A time-traveling RPG. And as I was saying a couple streams ago when I discovered just how bad the time travel plot is, I'm like, I'm a sucker for a good time travel story. I'm also a sucker for a bad time travel story. So, regardless of how this turns out, I think that I will enjoy it quite a lot. Bumpy bow. Whoops, this way.
Look at these guys. They sure know how to stay in line.
So for some reason, we've come here to 300 years in the future, where it appears that there's a bunch of monsters that are doing something that we think destroys the world in the future.
So this is where they were all trying to get to.
Now we'll see what all the fuss was about.
Let's break up the party and get our artifact.
Bunch of little guys. Oh. And this is the only part of the game so far where there's been an extra party member who I'm not controlling. Snow, the guy in all black, he was from the first game. This is the second in a series of the 13th in a series of Final Fantasy games. Flan Lavos, that's what I'm expecting. I'm just waiting to see the shell break out of the ground. Welcome, Nex.
Thank you, Mog.
He's a weird little critter. Looks like he stepped right out of Nautilus.
Don't touch him there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He's like a theme park mascot.
What's a theme park?
Well, it's a place where people go to just go on rides and have fun. I guess you only have them when times are peaceful and prosperous, not like where you're from.
Hey, where do you come from anyway?
A place that doesn't have much in the way of fun or civilization. That's where I'm from.
Kind of reminds me of Vanille and Fang.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, he's a lot like him.
Really? How so?
Yeah, every time I look at him, I think, this guy's basically just Vanille.
Back then on Cocoon, that was really unusual.
We have things in common.
I'll make sure to introduce him to you. One of these days.
We pan up to a crystal on a tree. Oh, they want me to do the new thing. Throw Mog at the treasure. Boomerang, cool.
You did it!
I can't reach them. Run away. Wait, is that the right way even? Did we accomplish a thing? I guess we did. We're going to the gate now? We got the artifact. It was such a non-event that I kind of immediately forgot it. She just picks up an artifact. Each time period that we go to, we find artifacts, which are just these things. It's just like a crystal thing. And then they close this time travel gate to start working. Combat artifact. Okay. Does that mean I don't do a puzzle when I go in? I do a combat?
We have to do this. We can't afford to fail. If we don't find a way to defeat that flan...
Hey, don't get too wound up now. People start to make mistakes when they stress out too much. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Okay, let's do this.
I didn't actually say you could come with me, Snow.
What do you mean?
For every road, there's a different gate. If you try to use a gate that's meant for someone else, well... See?
Does this mean Snow can't come with us?
Yep, he stays.
Guess I drew the short straw.
And don't you do anything foolish behind our backs, like trying to take on giant flans single-handed.
Yeah, you behave yourself or else. You got it? Be serious now.
I'll be good.
Oh, okay, so he...
Back to business.
Alright. What happened with us, with Noel and Sarah, is that a time gate showed up, and he's like, "Oh, this means that a bunch of time gates showed up, and if we go through a bunch of them, we'll get to Lightning in the future in the apocalypse, and we can save her." At some point, absurdly, somebody said, "Oh, look, here we are. It's 10 AF. It's 10 AD, and nobody's seen Snow for 10 years." I guess he must have found a time gate. Like, just assumes we haven't seen Snow in 10 years. I guess we're not the only ones who's time traveling. He must have also started traveling through time, absurdly. So he didn't just find the same thing that happened to us happened to him, where just all of a sudden one showed up, and it was like, okay, if you take a bunch of these in sequence, you'll wind up at the apocalypse time, so you can save Lightning. And we can't use his gates, and he can't use our gates, because that's the rules. That's the rules that the guy in the future knows, even though he's never time traveled before, other than that one time during the opening credits. Coliseum, year unknown. Bring you the blue pages. Okay. I can do that. Year unknown. Sometimes you don't know what year it is. I get that. Oh, there was an invisible boo.
Who said that?
That guy!
My domain exists outside the march of ages. It is unseen and unknown, beyond
You mean it will be unseen and unknown?
until the day the will of the goddess tolls.
The day? Until the day. Well, outside of time I can see. Alright, I get it. Void! Long time no see.
An omen of misfortune. Something that doesn't belong here.
Okay then, we'll make you a deal.
If we can defeat all the monsters in your Coliseum...
You want this omen gone from here, right? Give it to us, and we'll leave you and your realm in peace. What do you say to that?
This place. The day of reckoning has not yet come.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Job well done, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Snow
also
will be waiting.
guess. What?
I hope he's still okay back there. But I bet he won't be waiting by the gate for us.
No, I suppose not. He's just like my sister. Always just charging ahead.
Maybe if we could go back in time to the point where we left, then he would be standing there, because he'd have no choice, because that's what he was doing at the time. You have a time machine. Do it right.
Idiots like that. They're all the same. Their heads in the clouds, thinking self-sacrifice can somehow save everyone. But people die anyway.
Noel, I hope you don't get yourself killed.
Huh?
We can still hear the guy breathing in the background.
You've risked your life a lot of times. To help me, I mean.
Right. But I can tell the difference between fantasy and reality. I'm not like Snow.
And I'm also not like
Say you
Vanille.
were.
He just took off and left you alone. He did what he wanted. Didn't care who he left behind, or who he hurt.
I'm starting to think that's unintentional. That we're not actually supposed to hear, like, that they just forgot to despawn the
Once upon a
model.
time, someone Noel loved left him behind. It hurt him almost more than he could bear. It still does. He didn't have to tell me.
It's still breathing!
Pain on his face made it clearer than words ever could.
He didn't have to tell me, but I had to tell the player.
I can't believe that worked.
So where is he?
Lucky he was open to reason.
I can hear him breathing still.
Return to the sunlit waterscape and help out Snow, Kubo.
I'll throw a Moogle at him. And this, I missed this right here.
Go, Mog.
What freaking do it? A map. Well, I guess that means I'm coming back here someday? No. Maybe not. Maybe not. Should I just go rub my face on the east and west halves of the Colosseum so that they get uncovered? Oh, plus there's a thing up there. He's like, no, don't! There's no ground out there!
Come on, Mog.
Nice. I mean, I guess the map did help, because I wouldn't have gone and got those power chips if I had not received a map. I would have just left. My Christmas was kind of just another normal day. I did go over to my parents and pick up some Christmas dinner to bring home. And that was about it, but overall not too bad. So next we're probably supposed to go back here. I'm not sure. I had meant to shave too. I'm getting a little too bum-like. I gotta trim this beast. Boring. You know how it is. 2020.
Yeah, the big jelly head is starting to slow down.
But those small flan keep coming and coming. They're pouring out of Pulse knows where.
Do you think there's still another paradox?
It's possible. Double paradoxes do occur. Let's check it out.
I read all about it in Paradoxes 101, that college class that I took on whether double paradoxes can exist or not. So anytime I come back to here, Snow's gonna be in my party? The most and least boring year. Reminds me of... What is it? Like, if you go on Wikipedia, there's a Wikipedia page for the number 1, right? And for the number 2, and for the number 3, and for the number 4. And it's like, what's the lowest... What's the smallest number that doesn't have a Wikipedia page? But if there is one, then they should put a Wikipedia page there saying, this is the lowest number that doesn't have a Wikipedia page, because that's something you would want to know. Can I... Is this a new route? No. Oh, there's a vine here. Swing. And that brings me to new area? Not new area. Map me. Where have we yet to journey to? Oh, is defeat the giant flan really our objective? They said something like, oh, it's starting to slow down. Does that mean that because we did a thing that now we can beat it? Or before we couldn't? Well, we did fight. There is a super flan that we fought when we first came in here, and you fight it and fight it and fight it, and then as soon as it dies, it's like, no, I'm actually still fine. There's no way you're ever gonna beat me. And it's like, well, okay. So you just leave. I also experimented a little bit with like leveling different monsters and combining them and things. I'm still not sure what I want my party to be. So, can I... Yeah, how... He's flying over there to show me, like, hey, there's a treasure over there, but I'm not sure that I see... If I go back this way... Oh, there's an invisible one there? Is that the deal? No. Okay, come back. Where is he? It's just gonna be a dumb treasure. There's just gonna be another 6 power chips in it or whatever. Flunhamet? That's the final boss. Or no, they're saving him for the sequel. That's the final boss of Lightning Returns.
Good work, everyone.
My bauble is buzzing, Kupo.
Yeah, frickin' reveal it then.
Kumo, Kupo. How's that, Kupo?
Okay, good.
Kupo?
Hidden woodland area.
Come on,
Complete with hidden treasure chest. Unicorn horn? All status ailments and enhancements from all allies and enemies. Don't recall seeing an item like that in any Final Fantasy game. Curious. Oh, now we have to ride him again. Okay. And be on the lookout for anywhere that we can throw Mog. Throw Maga from the train. Are those already opened chests? I think they are. Move. It's also already opened. Can I throw him at the enemies so that they will eat him? There's one that hasn't been got. Oh. Ah! Sparkle. There was one rare enemy. So I was grinding for like an hour this morning, just so that, you know, I wouldn't be too. That was a little problem we had in 13-1, where as I got towards the end, it was like I haven't done any grinding. I'm not really strong enough to get through these battles with ease. But so to head that off, in between streams now, I grind for a bit. And there was a rare enemy that I only encountered twice, and it was tameable, and I didn't. Oh wait, so they're still saying, like, don't do it? Do I have another objective? Where is the artifact? Question mark. So that means there is just another one that I'm supposed to luck out and find. Just wander. Oh, we can't get over to that area without beating him. Well, fine. Alright, so whatever the unexplored area is over here, that must be where. And there's a gray gate means locked. That's the one that I'm supposed to go deal with. I kind of remember from last time. I ain't just killing no flame. Okay, no, this one's already unlocked, so I was wrong. Where? Where? What?
Hey guys, could be wrong, but aren't we going the wrong way? Looks like the Flan are heading further in.
But there's no path for us to take.
If we get stuck, that's what the vines are for.
Oh, there's guys there. Invisible guys blocking. Well, if they're invisible, just walk through them. Invisible means unable to block your passage. Check your dictionary.
So no, you haven't told me why you're traveling through time.
Long story short, I'm trying to save humanity.
Why? What happens to us?
I lived at the end of days. I've seen how we end. And I'm the only one who can change it.
Vitality dropos. Yeah, unfortunately you don't actually have a you don't have a stab button unless real enemies show up. Is this the real way or the fake way?
Plan we're trying to get to.
And there's our artifact.
That means I'm going the other way. Right? So where do I?
Mo, are you mad at Snow about something?
I just don't like his type. He goes around telling people he'll protect them. They don't have
He's
to
standing
worry.
right there.
Who is he to act all in charge?
And my reward is nothing.
Come on, Mom. Sorry.
So because you're able to recapture enemies after you feed them to another monster, I wonder if that's something that you're kind of meant to do. Like, you get to an area, and like, as you get monsters, if you're not going to use them, you should, like, feed them to someone so that you can get their crystal a second time and a third time. No. Oh, wait. Okay, so we came all the way to the end of that, but there was nothing there.
Time to go.
Because actually, the Moogle is also her weapon. I guess that maybe wasn't explained. That weapon that switches back and forth between being a bow and being a sword, that's the Moogle.
This is XIII-2.
I've seen crystals like this before. Right, Sarah? You remember, don't you?
I remember I cried a crystal tear.
Yeah.
Sarah, you know what it's like, don't you? Being turned into crystal.
Yes, I know. It was the loneliest, scariest moment of my life.
It was lonely. There was nobody there except for snow and lightning. The only people I care about in the world.
You know, I think I dreamed the whole time. But they were good dreams. Dreams about returning back to normal. Being with my friends again.
Popo?
I hope that's true. I hope Fang and Vanille are dreaming right now. I hope they're happy in
there. Feel like a song? I'll sing about them. I'll just ask who they are.
Fang and Vanille, they were friends of yours? And now they're sleeping inside that crystal pillar?
Yeah. They've turned to crystal.
Oh, that wasn't much information. Blue flower. One of the things that after when I was playing the first game, when we got like halfway through, and you find out that that Fang and Vanille are from Pulse 100 years in the past, and that they just unfroze 13 days ago and started walking around. I'm like, instead of starting in the middle of the story, I really wish that Vanille had been the main character and that we had just had a straightforward story starting with her waking up, right? It still could have been like, oh, we still have things that are surprises from the past that we don't know about. But it would have gone a long way towards getting rid of the feeling that I constantly had of going, I don't know what's going on. Like, throughout the whole game, I felt like I was constantly going, I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. I don't get why that happened. I don't get why we're doing this. I don't get why he said that. So is there... Well, Mog can't go. He's all the way over there. Never mind. I don't care that much.
Looks like this gate leads back to the Historia Crux.
So if we found a... Now I'm going to that gate. Okay, sure. And I might fight the... Maybe we will fight it along the way. Just to see if it's like a super endgame boss, or is it something where if I had a particular vulnerability, you know, if it has something it's vulnerable to, maybe I could do something. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, that happened. She died. Alright, let me maybe try it again, but correctly. Like with buffs and debuffs and sentineling. Also, did it not, like... Yeah, 13.1 was nothing but that for a good, like, 20 hours. I'll try it again.
Too risky.
Belch. Oh no, that was entirely the wrong thing. This is what I should jump to, the fourth one. Fourth one is for fast healing. Fast healing and defense. Not fast enough, though. Yeah, no, we're nowhere near being able to take out this guy. Do I have raise on her? I do. But she's curing first, because we're in real trouble. Nope. No can do. Brought her back up. She died instantly. Oh, boy. That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing Lightning Returns is costume changed the game, just like XIII-2. Which, that's another one that I never played. I never played XIII-2. And I never heard that it was terribly worth playing, so... Good evening, Serp.
Hope and the other scientists are working to reduce the damage that the disaster will cause.
The erosion is progressing rapidly. The pillar won't be able to hold much longer.
Could that monster bring Cocoon down faster than the prophecy predicted?
Thundering Artifact. What happens when we go through it?
I wonder where this one goes.
You mean I wonder when this one goes? Come on. He's very slow to catch on. He doesn't get the joke. So, Serp, you missed us going to the end of time where there was a Colosseum. Ravana was there, or something. Why is everything year unknown?
Stretches a desolate grassland, a wild place where the rule of might prevails, and the weak exist only to feed the strong.
But this time it's a hallway.
Of tough, proud people
It's the opposite.
live off these lands, hunting monsters for their sustenance. But now, the hunters are whispering of a fearsome newcomer to the prairie that threatens to upset the precarious balance of their lives.
Fragments 12. This is like side quest timeline. Nothing here but side quests for fragments. She has the starter Mikote outfit. Does she also have the Mithra outfit from Final Fantasy XI? That would be nice. No, wrong music. Covered in stardust? No, never mind. Fine.
Look, that's their prey.
Wow.
They seem desperate. Like, they gotta get this one or there'll be nothing else to eat.
Really? I guess you have to be a hunter to tell.
Let's introduce ourselves.
Sure. We should talk to those people. Maybe they can tell us what's going on.
Good idea. Let's hurry. Those chocobos decide they need to stretch their legs.
What is it? It's cute, right? Yeah, I guess it's cute. So there have been 2 times now that there's been a hidden thing right next to the gate. So I thought I would go check it out. Sheepy! What's attacking me? Not the sheep, surely. What? Oh. Surely you can't be sheep. Sheeping me. Like, there's sometimes that a story just has time travel in order to get the thing to happen. right? Like, the story's not about the time travel. It's just, oh, well, you know, you traveled to a different time, and that's where the story happens. You know, like Back to the Future 3. Not really a movie about time travel. Oh, jeez, that was fast. I thought that was Noel. It looked just like him. And Vanille. I just realized how low her health is compared to his. We need to get her some more, something. Some more Sentinel levels, maybe.
That wasn't even a warm-up.
A cactuar statue? Or is it a real one? Oh god, it's red on the map. Why? Why? What is it? Oops. I've been trying to finish them off with monster limit breaks, because somewhere in the help it said that you have a higher chance of getting a crystal if they're killed with a monster limit break. Ah yes, treasure. Mine. Mine, mine, mine. No, that's a sheep, not a treasure. Sheep are not treasure. Potions, also not treasure. Bah. Living on the steppe. In the harsh wilderness of the Arclight Steppe, people have to help each other to survive. This is your chance to win the acceptance of the hunters. Talk to the villagers and listen to the tales of woe. Accept the request for help, solve the problems, and soon you will become the warrior of light.
Something on your mind?
Something on your face. Ooh, got him. How do I listen to the problems? Just stand here? Stand here, staring for hours if necessary?
You can do it.
Do 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 do. Nah. 600 Gilundo.
Listen, we could do with an extra arm. You help us, and I'll give you this map. If you're
I didn't help you yet.
find someplace else.
guys aren't exactly hauling it in. Prey getting scarce?
Yes. Ever since that storm blew up, these lands were teeming with game before that. Friends went to investigate the storm, but they never came back.
So, you want to know what brought on the storm?
I do.
Friends are out there assessing the situation, but even if I knew, I wouldn't tell anyone that wasn't a hunter.
But Noel's a hunter.
Don't look so surprised. She's right, you know.
Really? Then you wouldn't mind if I put you to the test. Let's see what you can do. We've been getting harassed by a pack of monsters lately. Think you can get rid of them for us?
Fragment. Goblin fragment. That's what goblins look like? Oh, I see. If you try to stab them, your weapon goes right through their mouth. That's terrible. Time... Time flows slowly here on the Great Plains. The hunter Tipper, one of the nomads who eke out a precarious existence on the plains, has set Noel and Sarah a challenge. They must prove their hunting prowess by driving off an infestation of goblins.
Counting on you. No one knows why they appeared all of a sudden. What are they after?
No one knows why they appeared all of a sudden. They must have come through a time portal.
We should search somewhere in this area, I guess.
That's the only reason people would show up suddenly. It is a puzzle. The red cactuar puzzle.
What do you want?
What do you want? Hey, Somi.
Nicely done.
Still have not gotten any monsters out here. Oh, I can examine it now. A strange aura surrounds the statue. I'll rub my face on it.
Whoa! What the?
Okay.
Oh, and it disintegrated us.
But this is the hunter's camp. How did we get back here?
Wow. Back in a flash, huh? A bit unsettling, but I could get used to it.
Need something?
And I got a fragment for doing that? Apparently? Sure. Oh, it's... What's wrong with it? Also, what is this X? That's gotta be annoying that I hum the first couple notes of the combat music every time it starts. Target located. Okay. I'll defeat the mini flan first. It's only polite. Oh wait, am I fighting a chocobo? I am, apparently. Anybody's feral link gonna wind up full? Almost? Oh, not quite. Not quite.
Too easy.
Chocobo! Goblin fragment. Report back to the camp. Seems like a big deal. Late bloomer. Strong. Can I see its, moderately boost strength and magic when HP is critical. Let's see.
I was setting up camp when I heard a deafening sound.
So, you took care of those little monsters. I have to hand it to you. You're stronger than you look. Thanks for dealing with that little problem. Say, can I ask you another favor? Some of my people are in desperate need of wool. Why don't you go and talk to the folk over there? They'll fill you in.
I heard you took care of our monster infestation problem. I'm impressed. Now that you've proven yourselves, I have another favor to ask of you. I need help collecting wool from the sheep wandering the plains.
Couldn't I just give you my clothes? I have like 8 different outfits. You can just have them. Time flows slow again? Time has slowed down even more, but only here. Recognize prowess, collect 3 kinds of wool. Alright.
I appreciate whatever you can do to help. You'll come across some sheep bigger than the others. They're the ones you want. They have the best wool.
Lively, huh?
Once you gather enough wool.
Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, what was that? It was another thing. If Nolan's are to solve the paradox here, they must win the trust of the hunters. By shearing sheep. The sheep's wool? Paradox. Brrr. I'll have to check that out. Didn't kill him. Why are we befriending the hunters? Why don't we befriend the goblins instead? Wouldn't that be more? I mean, they're doing a good job. Oh, I did befriend a goblin by killing all of his friends. Early peeker, flame proof, greedy. What's he do? ATB gauge. Oh, he's got wheels for feet too. It's a little bit unpractical in the grass. Unpractical? Yeah. Exactly. You son of a bitch. Stop. No! Doop-a-doop-doop-dee-bee-doo.
That wasn't even a warm-up.
Fractured horns. You can use those instead of the wall. Just make clothes out of horns. I swear to God, you sheep. Sheep, don't do me like this.
Excuse me.
Good. And why, again, couldn't they go do this themselves? Oops. Where is it? I don't even see it. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Oh no. It's just that thing. Don't let them fool you. They like being sheared. Silver Lobo. Saboteur. With no passives? Is that the deal? Imperil 2. That does seem good. We'll figure something out. Oh, the sheep! No! Come back. I will defeat you no matter what. By defeat, I mean shear. Is this supposed to happen? Can I throw the Mog at him? I had it! You're the worst. There. Alright, here's your 3 wall. And none of my clothes. You could have just asked for clothes. I have a time machine. I could have just gone to the future and stole some clothes. They'll never miss them. I mean, they'll miss them, but it'll be in the future where it doesn't count. Oh, there you are.
Welcome one and all to Casa de Chocolina, the only store within goddess knows how many years.
Anything? This owl. Oh, those are quite special. You can become completely resistant to poison, imperil, etc. Feral link charge. I have 16,000. Oh no, I need a Hypno Crown and 2 Moon Blossom Seed. I see.
Everyone comes to me to stock up on their time.
Thank you so much. The quality of this wool is amazing. Here is a little something for your trouble. Only the best hunters can run around these plains without a care in the world. Maybe, just maybe, you two can save us from the peril hanging over our heads.
Fragment discovered woolly stone? No, where do I see my fragments? What? The melancholy of the lambs. We're the sheep of Grand Pulse, and our wool is the... Oh, it rhymes. I'm not reading this. Do all of them rhyme? Do all of them rhyme? Can I just never come back here, ever? No, they don't. The goblins that inhabit the Arclight Steppe of Pulse are highly intelligent carnivores who lay traps for their prey and hunt in packs. For this reason, they are a direct threat to the hunters who also live off the plains. Climate change can cause a decline in prey and force the goblins to wander closer to human settlements in search of food. They love a good fight and like to pounce on unwary humans. We recommend staying in large groups when traversing goblin-infested lands.
I hear you're looking into what's causing the storm. I don't know much, but I'll tell you what little I know. The storm only comes when it's really hot and sunny outside.
What should we do then? Wait for the weather to change?
There has to be something we can do.
There's a weather controlling device nearby.
So that's what this machine is.
I have to say I'm proud to be a fellow.
There is a direct correlation between weather and monsters. I can teach you how to use the weather control device if you'd like.
You mean I can travel through not just time, but weather?
I'll teach you how to operate the machine. Use the lever to shift the direction of the wind. That's the first step in changing the weather. The weather will change depending on which levers you use. There are 4 possible combinations and 4 possible weather conditions. There is a correlation between monsters and the weather. For example, if you make it rain, the monsters near watering holes will become more vicious, and rare monsters with extraordinary strength may appear. By controlling the weather, you can control what kind of monsters you'll run into. That's about it. If you forget how to work it, come talk to me again.
Thanks.
Sunny, windy, rainy, and stormy, which is not the same thing as rainy. Don't be fooled. Hi.
We've learned what's behind that storm. There's a monster prowling the grasslands that's taking all the flan. The beast is massive. It can swallow dozens of flan. And when it does, it kicks up that storm we've been seeing.
Okay. How is that my problem?
A beast that can swallow dozens of flan in one go? No, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
It's a paradox. We'll kill it. Is it connected to the flan at Sunleth?
If there are flan here, I'll bet you my favorite bow that there's some connection to the giant flan back in Sunleth.
Maybe the flan that are being swallowed by the monster here are being sent through time to Sunleth.
It's a definite possibility.
So we should go check it out.
If that's about... Sure, anything's a definite possibility.
Look.
Look, it has a time machine in its mouth. There's no other explanation.
And then they're reappearing back at Sunleth.
Right. If we could take down this beast and stop the giant flan from getting any bigger.
Meanwhile, this guy is like, I'm just very, very hungry, but anytime I eat something, it just goes back in time to the X timeline. Oh, there's also a very, very, very big Adamantoise over there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to him. The quest says to go defeat him. I'm not I'm I'm really not sure if it is. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a parody or not.
Okay, this one might be a bit much for us to handle.
We could just get it to step out of the way.
What did she say? If we could just get it to step out of the way. I did it again. See? Maybe we can try it. Move the long gui. The long gua.
The storm carries away monsters on hot, muggy days with lots of sun.
It seems the monster feral is causing the storm. Defeating him will most likely end all of our problems.
Of course, there's always a little wind on rainy days, but nothing like that storm.
Oh look, it's clothes. I brought you the wool, but I'm gonna take your extra clothes so that you're still impoverished.
Without the chocobos, we can't hunt. We treat them like part of our family. It's because they are.
Hey, Chronicus. Yeah. So the other day, I happened to catch Hello Cake Bread playing it. He's Davey Reedon, the guy who made the Stanley Parable. He was streaming it for a little bit. I watched it because he was doing a puzzle that I had already done. But there's so many of them that like he's doing, and I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know the answer to this. Which is weird. Like, I feel like if you went back and showed me an old Baba Is You puzzle, or Witness puzzles, obviously, but most puzzle games, I feel like.
Have you tried using the weather device? It's idiot-proof, you know.
Wow, rude. I feel like other games, once you know the solution, you have it. Like you don't have to do it again. Am I crazy? They said come talk to the hunters to find out how to move the long. Synapse, lurk it up. Nice. Hope you're doing well. Is it already the new year over there? I don't know how Australia works. Is it already 2021 over there? Oh, the thick red lines. That's the one that's called binary, right?
The storm carries away monsters on hot.
It's like a password system. It's actually kind of confusing to me why they lay it out that way, but it's just you need to go through and hit certain ones based on the color. I won't ruin it. Unless you want it ruined. Alright, let's forget about them. Forget about them. Can I walk through this guy's legs or not? It looks like it changed to oh, okay. Now he heals us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for kill. I
can do this.
Ultima, good. 9,000. Okay. Perhaps if I throw the Moogle at him.
Come on, Mom.
Didn't work. Is this guy here gonna say something? Yes. The one guy I didn't try to talk to.
The big monster with the shell on its back is called the Longweed. For some reason, it's afraid of lightning. A single flash in the sky, and it's off and running in the opposite direction.
So change the weather to lightning and then back again?
Something on your mind? Of course, there's always a little wind on rainy days, but nothing like that storm.
Good. That's a good puzzle game. It makes you feel dumb a lot of the time, and then occasionally smart.
It seems the monster feral is causing the storm. Defeating him will most likely end all of our problems.
Okay, so he and the Longweed both went away. This was not the correct solution. Pollution weather, right? This has been... I've been enjoying it. The time travel plot is absurdly bad. like Somi was said, or I think it was Somi, or no, Nex had said earlier, it almost feels like a parody. There was, so, hang on. Last stream, there was this. I pulled this up at the beginning of this stream to talk about it. We were in the future. We were in the year 300, and we walk up to this place, and it's just like a giant computer complex. And as soon as we walk in, Sarah is like, "Oh, it looks like it's being hacked, but it's being hacked from the outside by someone from another time period. Someone's hacking it from the future." I'm like, Jesus. So we get most of the way through it, and we find this place that we can't get into. It's like, access key 13 required. Item has been detected in a previous time period. Which, for one thing, is how are you detecting things in the past? But whatever, it's the future, maybe you can do that. It's silly, but I won't question that. You have a security door that as soon as you walk up to it, it says, "Hey, you don't have the key, but this is where it is," which defeats the purpose of it being a security. The whole point of a key is that only the person who has it can get in, so you wouldn't want other people to know how to get in. Forget that too. How ridiculous is this sentence? Item has been detected in a previous time period, because that's when it was created. So, like, saying I've detected that it used to exist and maybe still does is ludicrous. How can you say something so dumb? What it probably, I guess, means is, oh, somebody took the key and went into a past time period and left it there. But guess what? If they left it there, it stayed there and is now still here. It's still there in the present time, unless somebody moved it. Like, unless at some point, if you can detect it in the past, don't say I detect that it's in a past time period. What you mean is it was somewhere and then it was destroyed. Like, just say I sense that it was destroyed in the year 215 or something. It's so ridiculous. and I just kind of let it go. And then when I went to start this stream, I'm like, no, I need to talk about this. Uh-oh. Have I ruined everything forever? Yes. No.